Welcome, Nature Detectives. I'm Conrad Baker. I'm an outdoor educator with the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation at Letchworth State Park, and today I have a nature mystery for you. This is, after all, one of the best seasons of the year to find nature mysteries. The days are getting shorter, temperatures are getting lower, especially at night, and it tends to rain a lot in the middle of the fall. That means that it is an ideal time of year for all kinds of fungi to sprout and send up their mushrooms. It's a great time of year to see mushrooms, and I found a really cool one. I think we can use our nature tools to figure out what kind of mushroom it is and how it helps us every single day. We'll use two nature tools today, our eyes and our fingers. I'll show you the mushroom. Gently pulling it up from the ground right here. Right there. It's really, really cool. We can start simple, looking at its shape in general. This doesn't look like a classic cartoon mushroom with a flat top and a straight stem. This is kind of a rounder shape, and its stem is kind of roundish. It's really thick. It's a really thick stem, and it's very short. It's not a very tall mushroom either. Looking more closely at its skin, do you see those little warts and bumps all over the skin? If we rub it really gently with our fingers, do you see how they kind of come off on my finger there? They're just very crumbly, barely stuck onto the skin of the mushroom. They're coming off kind of like cottage cheese, like little crumbly cheese coming off. Interesting. While we've got our hands on this mushroom, what if we gently give it a little flick? Look at that. If we squeeze it, that's even easier. It looks like this mushroom is smoking. It's not really, but it looks like it's smoking. And the smoke is kind of brownish tan. That's pretty wild. Let's put all those nature clues together. We have a smoking, spouting mushroom that is covered in these little crumbly little warts and bumps, and it is round like a ball with a big fat stem right on the ground, pretty short. This must be a jewel-studded puffball. It comes by all different kinds of names. Some people call it wolf smoke or blind man's fungus. But a common name is gem-studded puffball or jeweled puffball. It's very, very common. You might be able to see it around where you live, and it does a really important job in nature. In the natural ecosystem, gem-studded puffballs are a decomposer. You might have heard of this before. They help to break down dead stuff and turn it into nice, nutritious soil for the forest to use for future generations of plants. They help to change these rotting logs and sticks and leaves into a fertile bed for fresh plants and seeds to grow up in. But they don't just stop there. These gem-studded puffballs in particular, and other kinds of fungi like them, are really good at absorbing toxins, poisons. They're really good at absorbing what scientists might call heavy metals. These are chemicals or minerals that, if they're present in the soil with great abundance, sometimes it can make our vegetables or our crops toxic or slow down how well they're able to grow. It makes them grow much more slowly than normal. That affects our food production and affects how healthy we humans can be. Scientists are looking very closely at kinds of fungus like gem-studded puffball to see if there are ways for the fungus to help us absorb toxins, say, out of landfills, for example. It's not an industry standard yet, but that's something that's being looked at with extreme scientific interest. If you really want to put your nature detective skills to the test, try to find some gem-studded puffballs in your neighborhood. They might be easier to find than you think. They'll grow in shallow woods, like here. They'll grow next to all kinds of dead, rotting stuff, like you can see all these dead trees and sticks behind me. But they also might pop up on the edge of lawns and sports fields. You might be surprised in the fall, especially right after a rain, like it's been raining for a couple days here, you'll see gem-studded puffballs popping up all over the place. Even if you don't see gem-studded puffballs, it's almost certain that there are all kinds of mushrooms that are popping up all over the place right after it rains. I mean, like a day or 2 days after it rains. Sometimes fungi will send up these mushrooms, what the scientists will call fruiting bodies, to spread their spores and make more of themselves right after the rain. Well, thank you so much for joining me for today's Nature Mystery. If you have any questions about gem-studded puffballs or other kinds of cool mushrooms you might find in New York State, please put a comment in the comments section below the video. Share this video with your friends to put their nature detective skills to the test. And as always, like Letchworth State Park's Facebook page to stay tuned for more nature mysteries.